I think that if that's your mission to be an Instagram influencer,
Yeah.
then that basically makes you move to satisfy the people that is following you.
Okay.
And that takes you out of character. That's what I meant by it. That
Okay.
was just probably a little deeper than what she was thinking.
Okay.
But then I told her that, and she came back and she was like, well, you have a following that you can influence. And I'm like,
It's true.
it's like,
No matter how small, you actually do.
So I was like, I at that point I accepted it. I'm like, maybe it was like the way I said it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like I think so many people are like trying to be something they're not,
True.
but just to get the likes and all that on social media. So
Y'all been there.
it's crazy, bro. I think we all have. I think it's just about where you're at mentally at the time, And
True.
like, for me now, I'm like more of I want to make real impact day to day. Like I want to meet somebody like at a line in Target.
Okay.
Like impact them that way. I don't really care about
Got it.
like the impact on like social media. I want like real
life that you
Real-
can feel like.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then those are the people that, when that day comes when I leave this dimension, they'll speak on my behalf just because I impacted them like for real, Not just because I posted like a Ferrari or something like that on Instagram. Like I touched them. That's my type of
I touched it.
that's my type of impact, bro. And again I feel like that's just where the conscious levels come, like how tapped in is somebody really. And I
Tapped
think
in.
I'm just a little at this moment in time, like I'm just like a little thinking a little deeper than a lot. Not everybody though, because me and you, you make sense to me, like, and that's why I love to like chop it up with you, because I'm like, dang, I feel like he's the only one that understands me,
True.
So
Let's get started, man. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna play this and then
right.
you just keep going, man.
Catch you on the rebound.
Right back into it, man.
Yeah.
I love exactly what you were saying. I'm gonna let you go, bro, and we just gonna go back and forth, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like how we do.
Yeah, I know. So basically,
Wait, I gotta bring you in, yo. So,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Catch You on the Rebound. I'm Jordan Tobert. I'm here with my boy from Fort Worth, Texas, Anthony Oliphant. Forever motivated. Lucid Visuals. Anything else?
That's it.
Hey.
Lucid Visuals, forever motivated. Yes, sir.
And man, like I'm gonna big you up. Like we was talking of influencers, but you have influence. You are a motivational speaker, and I believe like every time you speak of purpose. You don't just talk to talk.
Yeah,
And then we can go ahead and go.
that's exactly. I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what I like. That's what I do, bro. Like like I said, like digging in deeper now, like really understanding like life and everything and like my purpose.
Okay.
It's just like that's like what I strive to do every day. That's why like on Snapchat and all that, like I do like the just breathe, because
Got it.
that was something I started like maybe like a year ago, and then
Okay.
I would like be out and somebody would come up to me and they'd be like, just breathe, like just playing around. But I'm like,
I gotta
dang,
feel good.
it was like
Yeah.
that's impacting people, just something so simple. And I always like said that because like at the darkest time for me, man, like that's all I could do. Like all I could do is just like breathe, because there's nothing else we could really do. I never got to a point in my life ever, no matter how dark it's been, that I felt like taking myself away. Like I always would just breathe and like figure out how I can make something out of nothing.
True.
I've been riding since, but like now that I know people are watching, I like to talk from a deeper conscious level to let people know like how everything will work out in their favor, and like how they should like view life, and stuff like that. Because I think as time goes on, there's just gonna be more distractions on like that they present to us, Like Instagram, to be honest, is like a distraction, but at the same time, it's beneficial too.
It's very beneficial
for
It
stuff
is.
like this. So, but I guess it's just like what you're putting your focus into and energy and all that. I think like it got confused, like, and back to the influencer thing, because people perceived it different, because they're like, oh, if I have a gold chain, diamond out chain, or you know, a Ferrari or whatever, like
I'm an
that's
influencer.
they're an influencer, and that's
you can
like,
go pay for that,
right? And it's crazy, and I look at everything because I have little sisters, in this new generation, so I see how like they're like so engaged with it, and like what they think is cool, and like.
How old are your sisters?
13 and 14.
Do you watch Euphoria?
Mm-mm.
Watch Euphoria.
Dang, somebody just told me that. That's the crazy part, but yeah, I watch how they're like engaged into it, and like what they're so hyped about, and I'm just like, dang, bro, like that's where we're at in like in the world, you know, like they don't care to hear like you know, stuff like how we talk and stuff like that, and I'm just like,
nah, they don't. They don't waste their time, yo.
That's just insane. Like that's absurd to them, so they're just like, I'm just paying attention to everything right now, like really.
Yeah, me too.
Really looking at life with depth, you know. That's something I never did in the past, and like I encourage everybody to do it, because it'll give you a different like outlook on life, for real. So
what in your life kind of made you want to do that? Was it something that happened, or was it just like, have you always been like this to want to connect with people on that deeper level?
It's well, man, it's like it was like something that just kind of like a build up, I would say.
Okay.
Like, well, first, like I got into like some trouble like younger, when I was 21. So, like that alone like changed my whole perspective on life. Like it just gave me a different outlook, because due to like the trouble that I got into, like it cut off a lot of like options for me.
Okay.
So that's why I had to create my own way, which was the Forever Motivated and all that. Like I literally had to like
create my own way.
You know what I mean? So I had to like figure out. I had to figure out like, all right, I got to do something, because I see like they're trying to cut me off for like a mistake that I made. And it wasn't even something
crazy.
Write
you off.
I'm talking like it was no like murdering or nothing like that. It was like a little penalty that, I mean, literally like 80% of the world has.
Yeah.
And but one mistake and they just cut you off like in the society. So I'm like, all right, I gotta write you off. So like as I started to like create my own lane, that's what started off the impact for people. Like when we started like FM, like people started to vibe with that, and then people were like asking me like, how do I start a clothing brand, blah blah blah. And I just kind of been riding it since. Like I'm like big on myself, like with not getting comfortable like doing just one thing. So like as we started to do that and build it and just scale it, I'm like, I gotta keep doing more. So and I just happened like just going to the photography, and then so on and so forth. So
what is your niche though? Of everything that you do, what gives you, like, when you get out of bed in the morning, of everything that you do, what is the one thing where it's like, all right, this is what I have to do today? This is my purpose for this day.
Healing for sure. Nice. Like, now I can answer that like so like
you know. I
didn't know. Because man, it's like I get that all the time, bro. It's like I literally get like messages, like no lie, like from just people that may follow me on some social media or something that they've like heard me speak. Yep. And they'll just tell me like, dang, I needed exactly that, like what you just said, and like I'm so thankful for like who you are, blah blah blah. I get those type of messages, and I'm just like, dang, like that's
gotta feel good,
right? Because it's like I'm not like really trying to. I mean, I guess I couldn't say that, because I am trying to, like I said, touch and impact people, but it's like I'm just like speaking from like experience and like what I'm like really going through right now, like what I'm really like the challenges that I like speak about, like either I just overcame them or I'm going through them at that time, you know. But I had to like speak it out, like to battle it myself, but it impacts somebody else. So it's like,
so you had to put it out into the world. You had to let people know like what it was, so that somebody else could hear it.
Yep. And like that's my real mission every day when I wake up. Like I gotta like just keep like trying to impact and heal as many people as possible. Cause man, there's like so many people like come to find out that are, and going back, like there's so many people that's like going through things right now.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, everybody is. Everybody is.
It's a mental health podcast, so you already know how I feel about that.
So it's like you just gotta be that light for somebody, man, because you just never know at what point they're at. You know, like I always say it. I always say it like when I'm speaking. It's like this is for the people that's on edge, like the darkest time. Like I speak on that because like I've been there, man. Like and like. All I could do was like watch like a podcast or some video that I just wanted to see, and that's what helped me. So I'm like, well, if I can speak and be the light for somebody, I'm good, you know.
What was your darkest moment?
Man, well, shoot, I'll say it on here. So,
yeah, man, it's somebody need to hear it. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so man, I had just turned 21, literally. So,
that's usually the best birthday.
Yeah, you know, that was like what we dreamed about. That's what we couldn't wait for. 21, we get the, you know.
You can drink legally.
well, let me tell you, right when I turned 21, man, I was dating this chick at the time, and I was out partying, and I ended up going home, and she like. I was like so attached to her, like this was a chick that I really liked at the time, you know. So like when you really like somebody, you'll do anything for them.
Sure, without a doubt.
She was like in Arlington, and I was out drinking, like I said, and I shouldn't have hopped in the truck, but I hopped in the truck and I went to go try to help her, and then I got there, she didn't answer, so I tried to come back to the Fort Worth, and I ended up like falling asleep at a red light.
Ooh.
And then thankfully it's pretty cool though. I'm thankful now. It's like somebody that was on the side of me like called. Yeah. And fast forward after all that, like I ended up getting DWI. Yeah. And that was what I'm talking about. Like that was the darkest time because I just turned 21. Like I had a past of like good jobs. Okay. And I was working at Enterprise at that time, and I ended up getting fired from that because of that. Yeah, because of that. Because what happens is, you know, you get your license taken away at that moment, and after that, that was just like that was the start of it, bro. Like, I mean, I will never forget like maybe 2 days or a day after I got out of the jail. Yeah. I just received so many letters, like from like different like lawyers and stuff, and I'm just like. Man, I'll never forget. I was in my room, bro, and I just like was crying, bro. Blanket all over my head. That was a dark time. Yeah. I like locked the door, didn't talk to nobody for literally probably like 2-3 days, bro. I was just like, dang, like I screwed up my whole life for like this chick that kind of just like dipped after that, you know. And then after that, it was just,
she dipped.
She dipped. That's what made it dark. That's what made it dark, bro. She dipped. She losing. She dipped, and that was the dark time for me, bro. It was just like, wow, like
I did this for you,
right? And I got screwed over on the end. Like, I mean, after that, of course, I had to go look for a job. Nowhere. I would have to go to like temp agencies. Yeah. And work warehouse jobs, and man, you never worked a warehouse job before, right? Nah. But man, it's like, it's slavery to me. If this is modern day slavery. Manual labor. Yeah, you're in a warehouse with 1 million people, and you gotta just sweating your brains out. We're in Texas now, so you know we're just sweating, just working for no money. So it's like that was a dark time for me, but man, I shook that and. That's like where but that's where I knew I was like pretty powerful because like, you know, there's a lot of people that get to that point and they'll like just like kill themselves, you know. True. And that never came to my mind at all, like through the whole thing. But it was just like it was a dark time. But I bounced back quick. I mean I say dark time, but it was really only like maybe like not only like a week, bro. Like really.
But it
so.
don't feel like that in the moment.
Yeah, no. I mean, it feels like
you going through it, a minute feel like a year.
Yeah, so
it slows time because you
Yeah.
focus so much of your energy on one thing
that,
like it slows time. It's actually a lot of time doesn't pass.
Yeah, so after that, I was just like, you know what? Well, I wasn't fooling with the whole temp agency and warehouse work, so I was like, I'm gonna just create something. And I was influenced by my uncle from that because he's pretty successful. He has a auto detailing company in San Diego, one of the top. So just to know that he created something out of nothing. I was like, I could do it too. So we rocked that.
Shout out to Unc.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to him.
That's what's up, man.
I tell him every day. I literally text him every day, like, thank you for being a leader, for real. Like, and if nobody, like, if none of our family, like, really, like, I think that's one thing that I'm jumping everywhere, but I think that's one thing that we, like, really need to tap into is, like, really pay attention to who's, like, a leader, like, who's really like, showing you that, whatever you want to do is possible. Yeah. And once I engage and focus my energy into that, like seeing that he did that, like it only makes me want to work harder. True. Because I'm like, I can do it, bro. There's nothing that sets him apart from me. Like, and that's how I see life. I'm like, I don't think anybody's better than me. Yeah. I just think
you shouldn't. You should
never.
You should always. I don't care if they at the top, the peak. This is a person just like you. They wake up, brush their teeth.
I think they either at that time they just want it more. Yeah. Or they're just moving smarter,
Or it could be opportunities, like it could be,
True, 'cause,
opportunities, chance, like
And that's where we're at right now, man. But like I sit back happy right now because it's like I know that like we're getting love right now and stuff like that, but I feel like it could be more than where it is right now. But that's just one of those things where I understand that, timing is everything too. So it might just be
timing is
right. So we might just have to wait a little bit, but I'm happy, bro. Like for real. Just to be here, I'm like, damn. When I got that message, I'm like, bro, I'm going today for real. Like that's what's up, one, due to the fact that we could do this off air, and I'm still good, Like that's what I love the most. Like just talking to somebody that really understands me. Straight up. Because I speak it out all the time, but I never like really get it back. So like to hear what you have to say is tight.
Yeah. So. I'm glad, man. I love this. You know what I'm saying? Like I love this, bro. And it's like a fine line, like almost like being an athlete. It's almost like I actually do. It's like I work for somebody else. So it's certain stuff that I feel like I can't really go there. You know what I mean? Like I can't really go there, which is why I want like this for myself. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I admire you because like I've never started anything on my own, bro, and just went off on my own, bro. I get frightened to me. You know what I'm saying? But like seeing what you did and like what you're doing, bro, like it's like okay, like it's possible. Like you said, like what your uncle was for you, bro, like. You give me that same confidence, bro.
That's tight.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to like big you up, bro, and like let everybody know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah. I think that's how we have to, perceive it. Because a lot of people, man, they see like somebody like myself or just anybody that's like trying to start something, and they just try to pick something to like hate. Yeah. Like they try to pick something and point out or pick out to make somebody like myself try to give up. Sure. And that's what I was talking about earlier when battling demons. I'm just like, dang, bro, like that's happened to me this week. And even though I get it, sometimes it'll still like probably go too far. Too far. Sure. I let it go too far in me, and I'm like, dang, I didn't block it out in time. So, but
I like how you said battling demons, man. Just let everybody know again, this is like a mental health podcast, and like we face a mental battle every day.
Oh, for sure.
Like we face a mental battle every day.
For sure.
I think the scariest thing, like the scariest thing, is like kind of like how Ashley said and like how you said, like being an athlete. Like I don't know what's next, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I can't imagine like if I'm working a regular job and I'm getting paid and I'm getting a salary and it's like it's taking care of everything it needs to, but it's like it don't really fulfill me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, man, like actually doing something, like wanting to do something and being like vulnerable enough to be like, okay, like, all right, I'm just gonna quit this job and I'm gonna do it. You didn't have that choice, like, like you know what I'm saying? Like you had to, like you had to. But like, I don't believe most people, bro. Like if they making the salary they want, if it affords them the car they want, the house they want, I don't think they would quit their job. I just don't think they had that much confidence and belief in themselves.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm like. Yeah. That's what I'm so big on, and I always speak it. I say like, it's okay to it's okay to get a job, but like don't settle there. Don't get comfortable there. Like always remember what you like envision, what you dream about, what you want in life. You know, like I preach it every day, and we have it on shirts. It's just like to never settle in life, because like I don't think there's a point that we could stop. I think we can keep evolving. Yeah. More and more and more. Like never. There's not like an end point. You know. And like some people think like a $100K salary is like. Yeah. That's it. Like, that's all they can make. But, you know, they can go higher than that. So. Yeah.
It's like, oh man, what was I can't think of what it was, but it was like. Don't let your fear of losing like your 50 or 100K salary stop you from getting like 100K a month. You know what I mean? Like imagine how mad you would be if you like, man, I'm making 100K.
And just know that.
And just to know that like if you was to quit and really like believe in yourself and go after like your ambitions and your dreams, you could get that a month.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? But like majority of people like won't.
It's crazy, but I mean, wait, I guess
they'll work for you, bro.
Right.
Like.
But, you know what I'm saying? And I just you say, you know, I don't know if you've seen that on the IGTV, how I've been doing the little I guess it's been like 2 minute, 3 minute videos. I'm about to tune in. Yeah, just the little videos. I was saying that. I'm like, man, like
I don't follow anybody on Instagram anymore. Oh. Like, I unfollow everybody. I don't follow anybody. Oh, that's so I don't have that daily like scroll.
That feed, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you. Okay. But I was just talking about, I'm like, man, don't forget that the person that you're working for, that was their dream. Yeah. they at one point they just thought about it and then they acted on it. Now you're an employee to what they had envisioned, you know? Yeah. And when you think like that, I don't know about like anybody else, but that just makes me want to get out of that situation. Like do it for myself, you know? Yeah. Cause I'm like, man, I refuse to like to slave for somebody else's dream when I know what I dream is possible, you know? So true. I'm just not a fan of that at all.
True. And it's like people will get to this point to where like if they know somebody that's successful and they close to that person, it's like, okay, I'm good. Cause I'm like, he's successful, and I'm right there by him. Right. Like, I'm good. I'll be him in like a few more years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I don't know.
But I know that I think one thing that everybody should know is that whatever you truly want in life is literally, it just comes down to like time and you taking action for real. And that's what I've learned from experience. The more that I take action on a certain thing, whether it's me doing more video, me going out to shoot more video or images, more doors open, you know? Like if I say that, oh man, I want to be like, I want like a full slate of photography. Like I want clientele like crazy. Okay. It's not just going to come to me because I say it. Like, I got to get out there and, like, showcase my talent for it. And then that's what's going to create the door for me to, like, actually do it, you know? Because people are going to be like, dang. Like, and that's what I do on Facebook. Like, last night, man, I just felt I got this little drift of, like, just creativeness. And, like, right now, I don't usually get in, like, creative slumps because, like, I mean, I always have something in my head like, dang, I want to do that. Or, like, I'll see a commercial and I'm like, I want to mix that and do it my way, you know? And that's what we got to get on that basketball commercial. But,
shoot, we can do it today, man.
Hey, I got the camera.
I got a court, yo. I definitely got a court we can use.
Yeah, so last night I just went out 1 a.m., man. In Fort Worth, at least, it was super foggy, and that was just my
it was
vibe.
crazy fog yesterday, yo. I don't believe. I think that was man-made fog, man. It was, bro. I couldn't see.
Yeah, it was crazy,
man.
You couldn't even see the skyline. It was but I went down there and I felt real creative, so I did some cool shots, put them up, and got so much love. And I'm just like, and now like literally just a second ago, like somebody called me and they're like, "Dang, I got this opportunity for you on Thursday. Can you answer the phone?" I'm like, "Well, give me a second." You know, so I think people just have to. I think people just have to remember that the doors are open if you like showcase what you're worth. You know, I think a lot of people say that they want something, but they never really act, and it's important to just take action. And it doesn't have to be like something so major. You know, you can take those small steps to get to where it is you truly want in life.
True.
And like that's what I try to showcase every day. Like, just stay like active to what it is you want.
True.
And that's all we do, and that's all I do, and that's why I post every day. It's like,
yeah,
I just want people to see that, you know, I'm serious about like what it is I want. So it's gonna happen eventually, and that's just where I have to be patient and understand that, you know, it's gonna work when the timing's right for it. You know, when it's my time, we're gonna hit off, and then I'm gonna be like, dang, I knew this was coming. You know.
Got it.
So I'm excited, bro. I'm so excited because I feel it more than ever right now. Because like I said, like with me battling the demons, that only shows me that I'm doing more and more, you know. Cause
they're going to come for you.
Right.
That's like right when you get to what you want, right. That's when they're going to come for you.
Right. And that's what I know. I'm like, I must be right there then. Yeah. Like people are really trying to shoot me down every day, but you know, I continue to strive and understand what that is. Like I'm just like, that means I'm getting closer, you know. That means like that I'm doing more, and either, you know, that's envy too.
Yes.
That's people like envying you, you know, wanting something that you have.
Yeah.
Whether it's attributes or a possession, you know. And I'm pretty sure they don't want like any of my possessions, because I'm like nobody. Like I don't got anything that, you know, somebody wants, but it's the attributes for sure. Like people want to think like this,
they can't,
but they can't.
Unless
they actually
they can.
Yeah, they can. But
they had to fork up something though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They have to like be honest. They have to they have to face something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to face.
People are so traditional too. Like I think once they know what's out there, and they think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
They don't want they don't want to go outside of that, you know?
I hate that, man, to where it's like, okay, if this worked for you, I'm so glad and happy that it worked for you, man. And like, obviously, I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna take notes and take what little bits, but it may not work for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, it's just like Michael Jordan is the best basketball player ever, bro. Mm-hmm. His sons were not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
it's just, it don't work like that. Like, it just doesn't work like that, bro. Yeah. If he's the best, like, why couldn't his sons be the best? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he had it in him.
Right.
And he wanted to be the best.
True.
They grew up off of what he worked for.
Knowing he was the best.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably got to a point where it was like, I don't want to try to compete with him.
Right.
You know, like, I want to be great at something else, but, like, I don't want to compete with him. Right. In that. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, actually, yeah.
Yeah, man. And I'll be honest, like, I felt envy before, bro. And it's like, it's comparison. It's like, dang.
Right.
Why can't I have that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like why can't I have that? And
yeah, I felt that too before too.
You know what I'm saying? I think everybody feels it, bro.
Yeah.
I think like people just gotta like just confess stuff, man. Like,
that's the thing.
Let go of it.
That's the thing.
Once you admit it, I think what is it? It's like a quote that's like,
I've heard
you can only heal what you reveal.
I swear I heard that, and I was about to say there's something out there that I've heard like that.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. Like that was another thing that I was saying. I'm like, man, I posted. I'm like, you can't have like hate on your heart towards anybody, man. Yeah. You won't be able to level up. You won't be able to get to that next level with hatred, you know.
Yeah,
because that's just like it's just unacceptable for us. So
true.
I think everybody just has to live life like pure, like with no hate or envy or anything. Just
I think that the people that want to will and they can, but I think it'll always be like that hatred. And that'll always exist in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just, it's a way. I don't know. That's just the way this world is, bro.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like that's like I always take stuff from stuff that I hear. Like people are like, you could be in the world.
Yeah.
You don't have to be of the world. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be driven by the things that like society tried to make. Like I don't know where it is, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you don't have to be like driven by the things of the world. You can exist in the world and like live by your own standards. You don't have to live by everybody else's.
See, and that's what I feel like I'm on right now. Like that's what I feel like I'm on right now. Like seriously. And I there was one point where I was like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
But like it just took like certain situations and occasions for me to open up and wake up to this. So like that's true. That's
you're
a
on the
good
path, man. You
oh man.
To me, it's like I believe like you create the life in which you want to live, bro. Man. And like you do photography, seriously. You speak, you shooting a movie. How the movie going?
Man, dude, we're on like a little halt because we're trying to find like the right actors. I when I talked about it, I didn't really let that like run through my head. Like, well, in order to make this like really good, like I wrote it out like to what I want to see, but are the actors gonna like help me?
Why don't you act in it?
Well, it's the roles that I would need is like the kids.
Cut your facial hair. I didn't want to cut the facial hair. I know. They told me the same thing, yo. They told me that. I was like, that is not an option. I feel you.
But we're gonna bring it to life for sure. We're just at a little halt trying to find the right actors. But
did you hear the story of like Rocky?
Mm-mm.
So Sylvester Stallone, he wrote the Rocky script.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. And he was not gonna sell the script unless he played Rocky. They tried to buy it from him.
Oh, I bet.
They tried to buy it from him, but he was like, no, there's no way I'm giving y'all this script unless I'm in the movie, you know. And like he became Rocky. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like that was the greatest movie he can make.
Bro,
seriously,
who can play it better than you? Like you like
have it envisioned.
You envisioned it, bro.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Good idea.
Hey man,
going forward.
Why not?
I have so many like movies. Like I have this notebook at home, and this is like something I just this is something I just really started doing, which I encourage everybody to do. Like they always say it, but you know. Some people do it and some don't, but like writing stuff down, like there's points in time during the day where I'll get into like this where I'm thinking so much, like I can literally write out like a 3-page. I'm like,
oh yeah,
and I'll come back and I'm like, oh my, how did I do that? You know? So,
yes, sir.
So yeah, that's what that recently just started happening for real, and that's how I wrote out that film. Like, I got home one night, it was like 2 a.m. and I was inspired by. Just this little like short film that I seen, and I just like went off. After that, I just wrote out like a whole like short film. So I'm like, this is tight, you know, writing stuff down, and like that's just, I mean, I've been doing that now, and like with Forever Motivated, that's like all the stuff that we put on the shirts. That's stuff I come up with. Like, I never really heard any of it beforehand. I just like come up with it. I'm like, dang, bro, we need to put that on the shirt, you know. Like everything we've done. So like I've been writing out more of that just for future like shirt design and stuff like that. So I'm ready to really tap in and go even harder, you know. I think that's
what is that? Okay, so you have Lucid Visuals, you have Forever Motivated, in the works of a film. What is going harder? Is it completing the film? Is it that the next wave of clothes or apparel from Forever Motivated? Like, what is going harder?
So it's crazy because
people. Like, what is it for you?
Okay, so like going harder, I would say just like making everything that I am doing like even bigger.
Got it.
taking it to a bigger scale, scale. But definitely with the clothing, like I really got more. I got like a spark of motivation on that because it's like I wanted everybody to know like literally I'm motivated first before like the whole brand. Like that's not like a sales tactic to make bread, and I said that from motivated. The gate,
Yeah.
So like now it's gonna make sense to everybody. Like I don't think it made sense, and that goes with the Fort Worth Versus shirt.
Yeah, that was my
favorite. It's clean, but I think it's just the way people perceived it.
Yeah.
Like, because we put the verses, but like on the new ones, it's gonna have like "We Are One" on the sleeves.
Okay.
Yeah, just just so it still has that spark of motivation to not. Because I'm not like when I came up with the idea of doing that. Because you gotta remember that's not like our design. Because Detroit did it first.
Did they?
Before anybody, yeah.
It was Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like it was a thing to where all the places started doing it. But the only reason why that I came up with even doing it is because I told my business partner, I'm like, we got to do a shirt that is gonna attract everybody to get everybody in, and then after they're in, then they can see what we have to provide, So after you see the Fort Worth Versus, then you got like all the stuff that like the Never Settle, the hoodies that say Chase Your Dreams, and we got this one that says Dream, Believe, Achieve, stuff like that. But we made that Fort Worth Versus to like attract everybody in, which it attracts.
Man, like, and I guess it's just like being from Fort Worth, man. Like, it's like Fort Worth needs to have like this uprising, man. Like the way I see it is like the way I try to like look at it and compare it is like Atlanta. Like they had this big wave happen, and now it's just like flourishing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the rappers, like entertainment, movies, like fashion, everything is flourishing out there, yo. And like obviously like we're like the brother of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like it's talent in Fort Worth.
I'm telling you, bro.
It's creatives out there, man. You know what I mean?
I say it every day. I'm just like, why can't we just all work together,
Shout out to Leon Bridges, man. Like,
oh, bro.
That's when I heard he was from Fort Worth, I was like, what, yo?
Bro, he's definitely like I would speak on my uncle as far as in like somebody to look by.
Yeah,
Leon for sure. Cause like
really?
I'll pull up on Magnolia and sit right next to him.
Really?
Chop it up, talk it up. You wouldn't even know who he was. He still introduces himself. I'm Leon.
I love that.
And everybody knows. Everybody locally, especially, knows like who he is. So I think it's so clean, like how he didn't let the level that he is like take him out of who he really is. That's who he is. So and I know him being from Fort Worth. Yeah. I know like my great grandma and like looking at how she like raised her kids and like the tradition there. I'm like, everybody has like manners there and like real like so
for sure.
So it's so tight to see like he like that's how he moves for real still to this day. So definitely
he got his own style, man. Like,
man, it's clean. It's like what movie is that? It's like that era of like Temptations.
Yeah,
stuff.
For sure.
Yeah,
like Rick Barry or something. Motown
so
is the best way to
clean,
explain it, yo.
It's so clean, and that's what like attracted me the most. I'm like, dang, this dude has a style,
Bro, He is on a level that like he surpassed everything. Like he surpassed. He performed for Obama.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like he just went straight up, bro.
That's crazy. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, and I want to see that.
I'm gonna tell him about this podcast when I see him next, cause I'll see him pretty soon. I'm gonna let him know we were speaking his name out.
Bro, yeah, cause I want to see that same thing in like Fort Worth film.
Yeah,
Fort Worth music.
I'm
Fort
telling
Worth,
you.
like, you know what I mean? Like, but I just don't want to see like the same. Like I heard this guy. He said I don't want to be that brand of hood. You know what I'm saying? Like we all come from the hood. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Typically, it's like sell drugs or you play sports.
Right.
But there's another brand. Like one of them is going to college, which is cool. And like I'm all for that. But then another one is like, what you doing? Like I'm out here on my own. I'm trying to get it. I believe in myself. I believe in my dreams. I believe I have a bigger purpose. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
how I feel every day.
Man.
All right, that's what I know. I know we all do. Yeah, I know we do. like, cause I mean, we're not set out to just go work that job and stop there, you know.
Yeah.
And
they paying you for your energy.
seriously, bro.
They just paying you for your energy.
It's so scary, like what happens, like when people get in there, they just become like me and my homie call them like CPUs. They're just like computers, you know.
Oh, and that's literally they're about to lose their job to computers.
Right? Yeah, for real. So
yeah,
it's so crazy. Like people like just lose themselves when they get into that, and then they forget that they had like dreams and goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the scary part about it, is like how that's set up to make you like forget. You know?
Yeah.
And I think. Cause one thing I know is like we all are creatives for sure.
Okay.
Like we all have a talent. We all like are gifted at something. So you know, we're creative at what we do. Like for you, like you know, speaking with people, and of course you know you're a basketball player, but
yeah.
I mean,
this gives me more purpose though.
Yeah.
I feel this.
I
feel this more.
Yeah, and that's and see, for you to find that after like.
Yeah.
Even being like a professional basketball player, that's tight though, you know. And that
True.
you're open to that, you know, because you're not like content and settled where you're at, and that's why like you're gonna get to the point of like full fulfillment. And the people that stop at the jobs are just always gonna, and not everybody. I can't really say it, but just a lot of people are gonna be like miserable and always have hatred in their heart and stuff like that. I feel like what we're getting to is like just like the highest like purpose of ourselves, and like when we find that, like just naturally we're happy, because like I said, like I'm happy right now.
So I believe that like anybody can change, yo.
Yeah.
Just speak to. I feel like it's harder for older people that are like out of school and like been working a job. And I feel like it's so much harder for them to change and believe like, all right, I believe you have as many chances in life as you give yourself.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I believe. Like,
I agree.
As long as you don't, like, go to prison and, like, take your freedom.
Yeah.
As long as they don't take your freedom.
Right.
You got as many chances as you want. You know what I'm saying? So, speak to the somebody that's married, children, steady job, like, but that has a talent, that has a skill, that has a passion. Like, what would you say to them to kind of, you know, say like, not like, I guess in a sense like wake up, like you still have, like it's still time on the clock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I would tell everybody the greatest, the most important thing that you could possibly do, bro. And this is just like from experience, so I actually know. It's like find yourself before anything. And if they are already in those situations, it's still not too late to find yourself, you know, like make yourself happy before you can like put happiness into somebody else, if that makes sense. So I'll say,
man, self-love.
Self-love,
yo.
That's important, you know.
True.
And you know, with you finding yourself and you being happy and loving yourself, like that's just naturally gonna make you keep chasing, keep striving for more and more, and that's only gonna benefit that relationship if they're married or if they're in that relationship, because now with them being like a source of inspiration for their partner, now they're building together. Now they really win, and then that's gonna get them to going for what they really want. And they'll ditch that job once they, you know, start taking those little steps to get to where they want, you know. And I'm not anti-job, like I know I say that a lot, but it's just like you can be at a higher place than where you're at that job. I promise you. True. If you just like strive for what it is you want. Speaking on the chick that I'm talking to, she's creative, like a creator, like she's an artist, man.
You talking her up, man.
I am.
Hey, you talking her.
I am. I know, bro. And this was another sign for me that like I'm a healer for sure, because like the point in where I met, like I met her, like she's a teacher.
Okay.
So like she's so invested into that, you know.
Yep.
And she'll do this part time on the side.
Yeah.
She still pushes it, but not as strong as I know she can. I'm like, man, I'm looking at her work. I'm like, bro, you can be doing this, making whatever you want off of what you're doing, like your talent. You don't have to do the school. And if she loves the kids, I understand that. But you can go show up to that school as
True.
a painter and
bigger.
And explain
Yep.
to them like why they should go chase what they want to do, you know.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's what's so beneficial is like of me being like the healer and me understanding that it's like I'm going into that like trying to help her not forget that she has a higher purpose than like teaching that school.
got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I think that's only gonna benefit me on the long run because it's all gonna fall back on me like, dang, he inspired me to do that, you know. And that's not what I'm looking for, but I'm here to help that situation and it's just reminding them like giving them the small reminders, you know.
Okay.
It was a point she was like she felt like giving up on something, and I was just like, you know, that's not the time to give up. That's the time to make something out of nothing, you know. And that's life too, and that's something also that I've learned. It's like right when you do feel like giving up, that's the point to just try a little harder.
Try a little bit more, like
that's you're gonna get to that next level after that, you know.
Yep. Man, to kind of like wrap it up, like man, one of the things you told me, which I was doing it a little, but like you told me to have reflection days.
Yes, sir.
Like,
yes, sir.
Like once a week.
Sundays,
I think something.
That's what I be having.
At least once a week, just like reflect.
Yeah.
On everything, because if you don't, like it'll get out of hand. It'll get too far out of hand to where you actually can reflect on stuff, man. And it's so crazy. Like, if I was to just like on Sunday, I was to just like keep track of whatever happened during the week. If it was just one thing every day of the week, keep track of one thing that really just like impacted me during this day. Then on Sunday, I'm going through like, all right, like for this next week, how can I like conquer this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I like be better than I was at handling this than I was this week?
Right.
Yo, it makes such a difference, yo, when I'm just like, man, like, all right, like, I want to wake up earlier or I want to like go to sleep earlier, read more, eat healthier. Like you said, if you don't write it down, you're probably not gonna act on it.
Exactly.
What does that reflection do for you?
Man, the reflection for me is
you gotta put that on the shirt, yo. Like,
seriously.
That
don't have a
reflection
design for
is
that,
huge.
but the reflection day for me, man, is again because we're our biggest critics.
Yep.
So basically we don't feel like we're doing enough, so we have to use that time to like look at what we've done and how far we've come and what we have overcame, you know. Because like I said, like we feel like we're not moving, we feel like we're not doing anything. But when you have that reflection day, it helps you realize, and it's reassurance that like you're doing a lot, so keep going. Because like what happens is if we don't, then like when we don't feel like we're not doing enough, then we're like, oh, we're just gonna give that up, and then fall into the distraction of like a 9 to 5.
True.
And you're like, well, this isn't working out, so I gotta go do this. But then when you really look at how far you've come, like on that reflection day, you're like, you're even hungry.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, I made it this. Oh yeah, I'm going more. I've impacted this many people. I want this amount. You know, and that's like on my thing now. Remember, so on the reflection day, I told you to write down like conversations you had, like what you guys talked about.
Okay.
But now for me, I do that still, but also I like the daily challenges that we were talking about. Like if I encountered something, I'll write it down, and I'll write down like how I overcame it.
Got it.
Just so when I can look at it again, I know like if that ever comes again to not make that mistake or handle it this way, you know. So just it's life is a game, seriously. So like if you have a strategy, or if you have like in a sense a reflection day is like cheat codes. If you can go to a pad that has all the like
the answers,
it's like, all right, well if it ever comes again, I'm gonna beat that quick, because it's gonna keep coming. Like I said, the more that you do, the more like challenges you're gonna the more challenges that's gonna get thrown at you, the more people that's gonna try to bring you down, stuff like that. So when I encourage that, and I hope everybody like does that, because like when I started doing that, like it just made everything more clear, and it helps me out to like move forward after that, you know. Yeah. And like I was telling you, like I just that this week of like people trying to challenge me and demons, stuff like that. I'm just writing now like how I overcame it and like the situation. So when it comes again, I'm like, all right.
Yep.
I'm just at this situation. So
yeah, I've seen this before.
It's strategic, bro. Life is so like I think going back to what you said, we definitely can create the life we want, and everybody has to know that. It's just like about what you really want, what you put your focus and energy. Yep. But also, it's just about how you execute things and like how you move in certain situations. So it's like moving in your actions. You're good. And that's why I always write, and that's why I'm writing it down now, because I'm like, this is literally a game. So like,
it is.
I'm just trying to see like what moves to make. Therefore, I can like give it to the next person, the next generation, or the next person that's going through that problem. I'll be like, I got it written down for you, you know. So like, try this, and it might not work. Everything that works for me doesn't work for this guy, but it's you gotta have those reflection days for sure, man.
I would encourage you to write a book too.
Oh man,
so
I do audio.
Yeah, or you can record an audio book, bro.
Heck yeah.
But so like books live forever, man. Like,
true.
Paulo Coelho wrote The Alchemist. Like nobody wanted it for like 2 years. Like nobody wanted the book, yo.
That's crazy.
Nobody wanted it, and then I think it was President Clinton. He had a copy, and then it just blew up, yeah.
That's crazy. That's all it takes sometimes, you know. And that's timing. It's timing.
That's all it takes.
That's timing.
It takes it's like for just think of like we having this conversation. If somebody was to hear about it, or just somebody that we aspire, or like that we, you know what I'm saying, like we both like, all right, he's on that wavelength. That's successful already. Mm-hmm. We can literally like manifest it to where one way or another we'll like bump into that person, see that person, see somebody that knows that person, like 6 degrees separation. Like it's a way. Like, it's a way, bro.
I believe that more than ever right now.
Yeah, bro. Like life is a journey, man. Like
seriously.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Like, write that book. Like, shit, it could be called Forever Motivated. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to do
like,
something now since you said that. I'm about to go check out how to do that.
And the way I see it, bro, is like, because I journal like you. Like, you've already written most of it.
True.
You already have most of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you got to do is just go there, split it up into chapters. Like, you already have it. You've lived it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like, once you write the book, you go and do this.
Right.
Go and do press.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely put that in now.
Yo,
that's my focus.
Man,
I just want to be heard, man. That's like my goal, you know. Like, cause I feel like more people need to like hear this and think like we do. Cause we're in a time right now to where like this type of like activity right here is like overlooked. Yeah. Because everybody's so attracted to like ignorance and just.
Negative media is like positive media now.
True. True.
And like it's weird. Like you do something bad and like you get glorified for it.
Right.
Like,
that's crazy, but
you can also get glorified for the good stuff too.
True. It's just I think that takes more time.
Yep.
So you got to just stay down if you're like somebody like ourselves.
Straight up, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I believe in that. I swear, I solemnly believe in like the late bloomer, bro.
Me too.
Like that's just like my biggest life. Like I believe in like it's never too late, yo.
Yeah,
like, that's just how I am.
And I've done like my research. I'm like I'm like, dang, bro, the greatest people were actually overlooked.
Yeah. Oh.
So it just took
sure.
time, you know? So it's like
for sure. We just like we gotta shorten it out. Yeah. I guess we all want to be like accepted and liked and loved and admired right off the bat, but I mean it wasn't that way for like Jay-Z and Oprah and Bill Gates and Gary Vee, you know what I mean? Like, had to fight.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
We got to wrap it up, man. This has been Catch You on the Rebound. My boy Anthony Oliphant here, Forever Motivated, y'all. We out. Yo, Mark.